Welcome to the live show. How's it going? It's Marshall. Happy Sunday. That was kind of weird. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys had a good weekend, had a good week, etc. It's a live session because it's Sunday. Oh, check this out. I wanted to show everybody this. I've had this for a little while, but gonna have a video coming up on this guy. I talked some shit about this before. Let me get the... Oh, look at that. It's a Venom. So, this is going to be interesting to go through this, synthesizer from M Audio. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to do some bumper music. Last week, I worked on some new bumper music for the show. So we're going to kind of keep working on the one that I was working on. That makes sense. And we'll probably wrap that one up here tonight, and then we'll maybe start on a new one. We'll see how far we get. I apologize. I still have allergies, so I'm going to have a little bit of sniffling. And I hope that doesn't disturb you too much. All right. So, hey, Rick, what's up, man? Or Rich, I'm sorry. Yeah, cast me onto that big screen, man. So yeah, let's see what we got. So actually, I used this on the Excess Virus rack installation, and this is pretty much all I have. I just kind of played some stuff live, recorded it back, and but this will be end up cutting this down into short little bits that I can use in the outro or the intro, etc. So yeah, let's hear how it sounds. So it just kind of loops around here. Let's see if I can get a two-shot up here. This one. So yeah, here's my keyboard. This is what we have going on. So last week, Omnisphere was giving me some problems, but I realized that when I went to update the stem folder, I must have deleted it on accident somehow, and so it was missing all the sounds. So I had to go reload the stem folder back in, and then update it again, and that seemed to fix the issue. So we've got some Omnisphere action here. So this is kind of this pad coming in there. Hopefully you guys can hear that. This real kind of ethereal type of pad thing. Let me pull up Omnisphere here. Oh boy. The spinny wheel. Here we go. So this is not the latest beta version of Omnisphere. This is 2.4. 2.5, as soon as that comes out officially, I'll be looking at that. But yeah, I'm just using a preset for this. I don't want to get too crazy involved in this type of work since this is going to be bumper music for the show. But we have that. We have, looks like Anna. This is a effect from Anna. Anna is actually a really nice synth. I don't know if how many people actually use it, but this is from Sonic Academy, I believe, and it's a nice little synth. And I just pulled the factory preset Super Space Bike. And let's see what we have. So, oh yeah, so we're using play. So this, like the East-West play stuff is really nice. So for this one, let's just look at what I used here. Yeah. Got updates. So this is the Storm Drums 2, which I've had for several years. I think they've gone to a subscription model now to where you can just pay a subscription fee and get all their libraries. But I remember I paid, I don't think Storm Drums 2 was too much money, but for like my Symphonic Orchestra Platinum or whatever it is, that was like $1,200. Symphonic Choirs was a few $100, and Ministry of Rock was a few $100. So I mean, they've got some really expensive plugins, but they sound amazing. So this is all the Godzilla hits. This is stuff you would kind of hear in like movie trailer stuff, right? So I'm just using a simple hit. Let's see. Let's start this. Start this here. And that's just kind of layered in. And then some side length over here. And this is just a... That's kind of weird. It looks like... I don't know why I have that kind of off. But it all sounds fine when it plays together. So that's kind of the stuff I added. And then, of course, the Juno bass line. I had been running this through BlueArc, but I did go ahead and print out the MIDI sequence for this. And that was just in case I may swap out synths for this. I'm not sure. I think it sounds good though. Actually, I really like the Juno 6 Rolling Cloud plugin. And here's just a straight pattern, nothing fancy. So again, like we're not getting too complicated. And then of course for the percussion, we just got some real simple stuff. So for the crash, it's I just took some samples, some one-shots that I've got from some of the sound libraries I own, the one-shot libraries. See, it's being a bitch. Yep, so let's just trigger that. So and then I think there's a reverse in here, reverse crash. Yeah, some effects. And then the hi-hats, I usually will do a couple different layers of hi-hats. That's kind of the, there we go. And then the claps. Everyone loves some good claps. It's just some layered claps from One Shot Library, and that's pretty much our percussion sequence, and then of course our kick. Which is the Kick 2 plugin. Yeah, Rich, definitely hook up that sub bass. I actually had this weekend I was working on some stuff in here, and I've lived in this house for like 10 years, and for the first time I had the neighbors call the cops on me. It was so loud. I was shaking the whole house with the subwoofer in here. I was listening to some Dust Brothers. That Fight Club soundtrack is just amazing, and it's got some pretty hefty bass in parts of it, and I guess the neighbors didn't appreciate that, so that was kind of funny. Yeah, so that's what we got going on. Let's see if we can trim this down a little bit. So I'm gonna let's go into, well, so we need a couple things. So I'm thinking like, 20 second outro loop, and then if I could maybe make something that's like 4 or 5 seconds for the intro, and that way these can be placed into different types of videos here on YouTube or whatnot. And again, once I have these all completed, I'll post them up for free for anyone to download. I'll make the project files available as well. So I don't know, maybe I'll set up a Dropbox with all that stuff for anyone who is wanting to tear into it. But this is pretty simple. And let me see, what else did I do? So, oh yeah, I did throw on ozone on the mastering chain. Pardon my stuffiness here. And it's just my standard mastering chain. Cut the ultra low, cut some of the ultra highs, get some exciter in there, some multi-band compression, stereo imaging, dynamic EQ, which actually I didn't even do any of that, and a maximizer. The other thing we should maybe toss on here is Insight. Come on, keyboard. Insight is a plugin from Ozone as well, from iZotope, excuse me. And this is really helpful for loudness monitoring. So we're going to toss this on here as well, just to get a reference on the loudness of the track. So if we play through this, so like 9, we probably could drop this down a tiny bit. Well, I don't know, about -10, I think, is kind of industry standard. You can definitely pump this up using the additional plug-in tools. Push your limiter all the way up and get this, the loudness wars. If you wanted to, but -10 is usually safe for broadcast. So I think, anyways. So we're pretty good there. Maybe we could probably pull down just a little bit on the output level. So let's just go like let's go -9.7. That's not going to be too drastic of a change. It's only like 0.4 decibels. Like that is when you plop it into a video production or something like that, it's going to be at a good level, and you shouldn't have to dick around with it too much. Also, I think. So, anyways, let's see if we can make a couple of snips of this. So in my timeline in Ableton, like I said, I made this like 8 minutes long, or how long is this? 9, almost 10 minutes probably. And that's so that I could drop this into that Axis Virus TI2 rack installation video. And I was looking for some background music for that. So I just kind of made this to do that. But let's go ahead and clear all this out. Delete. Delete, 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 delete. There we go. All right, so let's arrange this to where we can get... So first thing, actually, let's go into the kicks. Let's do a duplicate. And I'm just going to make a one-shot kick here. And this is going to be so that this can be the end of the loop kind of thing. And then let's do this. Let's go. Let's duplicate that guy. And let's change the color on this. I know it's different. All right. All right, so now, I mean, if we played, and actually, let's do some rearranging here slightly. Cut these, paste them down here. These are just different variations of the hi-hats and this crashes and everything. But since this is going to be short, let's toss that sucker on there. So and that's kind of how that would end, right? And then let's throw a play down there. So we just duplicate this. So that'd be our ending. And that would be it, kind of thing. So let's do 20 seconds of that. I don't know if I have a way to. I guess I could use the clock up here. Actually, so let's tab back into arrangement view. So we're going to record this in the arrangement view so I can print it out. And so yeah, let's. Let's see what that gets us down to time-wise. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. What was that, 15 seconds? Maybe 16, 17 seconds? That should be good. So let's just bounce this out. And this would be good because on YouTube it's got 20 seconds for the outro, where you can put your cards and all that kind of stuff. So this will still fill in most of that. Most people, I think, once that comes up, they click off of shit. But for anyone who sticks around, it's just kind of nice to have a little bit of music going. So let's see. And I have started using the MP3 encoding on in Ableton. They didn't used to have that, which is kind of nice. So we'll make a new folder and we'll call this final, if my thing will type. This Bluetooth keyboard, I think it needs new batteries. Final. And then we'll call this bumper A 36. Yeah, Coast to Coast AM. I used to work in machining, and when I was in the shops, I'd actually pop on some Coast to Coast every now and then. Some crazy. They always reminded me of like a lot of people calling in there, like they're like hippies from the '60s who are just all sad bastards, I guess. Let's see. They had some crazy ass stories on there though. I'm like, seriously, you actually believe what you're saying here? Let's see how that plays out. Oh shit, did that not do? You know what I forgot to do? We gotta turn that off. Then we can bounce it out. There we go. But the intro music that they have on that show is awesome. That's actually a famous song. I can't remember, Italian guy, I think. And if anyone's familiar with Kebu, he did like a cover of that, like a live cover using all analog instruments, and it's freaking awesome. Definitely check that out. All right, so this should have done the job. That's 17 seconds. That's like perfect. Now can we make like a 4-second riff out of this for the intro of my show? Because I like to use about 4 seconds of that. Yeah, Coast to Coast, man. It's been years since I've listened to that. I wonder if is George Norrie still hosting that? Used to be Art Bell, I think, in the 90s, but I was too young to know anything about AM radio back then. So we could do, maybe for our short little bit, we can go, we can use this one. And maybe we just do some bass. That movement from this guy. So what we're going to do to try and shorten this. Is this. That ought to be nice and short. Alright, so let's tab it over. Tab. Did I just record that? I did not mean to do that. My keyboard. Alright. Let's do that again. That's like 5 seconds on the nose. That'll work good. But you know what? I think I want to get that sweep in there. So the sweep is here. Let's see if that goes. Yeah, we need to scooch it over. Alright, so let's do that again. Alright, here we go again. That's perfect. Oh, did that get triggered twice now? Oh, come on. scooch this sucker to here. There we go. That's our 5-second intro. Yay! Export. Now we'll rename this to 5 seconds. Oh, good old George Norrie. I like his. He's got a great radio voice, man. He's definitely an entertaining guy to listen to. I liked his voice better than old Art Bell, but I'm not. If I'm up late like that, I'm doing stuff like this nowadays. So. Yeah. Every now and then they'd have kind of a cool guest on there, but when they were talking about like the spirit stuff and the alien abduction stuff, I'm just like, come on, guys. Like, oh, disclosure. There's gonna be disclosure soon. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's make sure that came out good. Final 5-second loop. Yeah, that sounds good. I like it. Alright, so I think we're good there. We can start on something new. So we'll save that. Let's go. Come on, tab. This keyboard delay is going to kill me, I think. Alright, so let's fire up a new session. Sorry for my gross nose noises. Okay, so what I like to do in most cases when I'm working on stuff is I will start with a kick drum and some bass and kind of work from there. There's a million different ways to skin a cat. Some people like to start with like a melody. Sometimes I get those, but for something like this is going to be more rhythm type stuff. I think will work good for these intros and outros for YouTube. So let's find the kick plugin. So we got one down. I like to get like 3 or maybe even 4 different versions of these intro outros for the different types of shows. So like the live streams will have one, synth demos will have one, synth news will have one, and then I don't know, I guess I'd have another one for something else. Interviews, did I say interviews? I don't know, maybe. So yeah, so first thing I always do is get rid of these. I don't use these sends and returns at all. Come on. Fine, just delete. And let's just get a 4/4 groove going. Alright, and the first thing we need to do is tame this a little bit. And I'm going to mute myself so I can listen to this on a little louder volume. right, so we'll start with that. And let's see, what do I have? Maybe we can use the fatty, the slim fatty. Let's see if I have that hooked up yet. We dump in our external instrument into here. And no, I don't see it in here. Let me just make sure. Since I reinstalled Windows and stuff, I probably need to find some drivers for some of my hardware synths. Oh no, it's right here. I just, do I need to turn on monitoring for it? Probably. But yeah, that's going to be a chore. So I haven't got around to quite doing that yet, but that'll be soon. I could start using some of this lovely hardware again. Although actually most of it's going to be, I'm going to be controlling a lot of it now via MIDI. As I picked up that MIDI, that Motu 128 MIDI interface, it uses MIDI DIN cables because I've just run into too many issues with latency, and I'm hoping that will solve that problem. Instead of hooking all these devices up over USB, and over time, as you add additional sources into the into your session, you just can't use it in a live setting that way at all. So I'm trying to figure out ways to cut down on latency without having to rebuild. I shouldn't say rebuild, but build a completely new PC. And I'm hoping this will be a nice workaround, and I'll let you guys know once I get to that point. So let's just see if we go over to let's see what we got on the fatty here. I can't remember what channel that's coming in on this mixer. I think it's 3. Or maybe it's not hooked up. I don't know. Let's see. So we got audio from 3. There it is. I don't know. I'm getting any weird delay there. But let's see. So yeah, so this should be the fatty over here, but I see I've got something in the virus triggering too, but let me just make sure we're not getting any other wave. Is that? Oh shit. I must not have the fatty fucking hooked up, because all I see. This is apparently coming from the Nordwave. So, alright, well if that's working, let's find something from the wave. I can't see the screen all the way over there. Hold on. I can't hear that too well. All right, I kind of dig that sound actually. And let me see if I can figure out where the cutoff is. I think it's right here. was fun to mess around a little bit. What's up, Doscos? We got Doscos in the house. What's up, buddy? Oh, somebody downvoted this already? Probably some trolls. All right, let's toss on a blue harp and see what we can make with this sound here. Oh shit, did I just did that on the wrong channel. Goes again, I think. So mini from, this needs to go from blue harp. Right, something like that. Why can I never remember how to do this? from thanks, Dots, guys. Yeah, it's all good, man. I mean, everyone's gonna like everything. And I don't mind. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to do this again, because for some reason my brain goes stupid and I can't. Ever remember how to do this crap. Mini from Blue Arp. Pretty sure something like this. I might need to pull up that other track and just look at it again. Alright, let's save this as bumper B. Bumper A. Bumper B. Come on. See what I mean? This keyboard's fucking sucks. I may need to just go back to a wired keyboard because I don't think the convenience is worth the aggravation of always this delayed response on those keyboards. Alright, so I'm going to open up that other session. And let's see. Bumper A. Sure. So I can remember how to do the Blue Arp. I was pretty sure that you take the MIDI from the Blue Arp, it's routed, and you switch one of them to monitoring in versus auto, and I don't know, somehow I was able to get it to work magically the last time, but oh shit, what did I pull up? Oh, this is by You'll Be Sorry song. This is an old one that I was working on porting into Ableton. And we'll go through that some other time, but not today. I was wondering why it was taking so long to load. A lot of waiting. There we go. Alright, so let's tab back into this sucker. Here's something else that's kind of weird. And I don't know why it does this, but like the Rolling Cloud plugin, maybe it's something I have turned on in here. But I can hear... Is it the compressor? No, that's the compressor just adding volume. But that, like, I can hear that like noise coming from the plugin, which is the weirdest thing because I've never heard that from a plugin. Like it's like noise, like if this was actual gear getting some noise from it. You can see we've got level here, so I don't know why it does that, but that's it's kind of shitty actually. Anyway, to the Blue Arp. So yeah, so we go the way I did it on this one. is I've got Blue ARP active, Blue ARP here, and then if we were to, should turn this down, but if I was to reactivate this and turn this to monitoring, and there it goes. Yeah, I don't know why. That's alright, well, let's go back to the other one. Shaking your house. Hey man, just make sure you don't get the cops called on you like my neighbors did to me yesterday. Hold that bass. Shaking your house. I am attached. Like I live in it's not a townhouse, like a duplex. Like I own half the place, and so probably those guys got kind of pissed at me. But yeah, let's see if we can figure this out. So, see, yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, this should be. What am I missing here? This should be going, right? Am I missing something? Also, we need to change this to like 130. Oh, 30 beats per minute? Oh, you know why? Because I'm stupid. Because it was going to the fatty instead of the wave. Facepalm. Alright, I'm gonna mute myself so I can listen to some volume on this again. what's going on here. Yeah, something weird's going on. This might be